Hey guys, it's MJ, and today I want to talk about the 10 of Wands. And this is an energy that I think we can all relate to. It's that energy that comes from that moment when you realize that the thing that you want most is going to be far more complicated, far more difficult than you had originally anticipated. So if you think about it, like, you apply for a job that you know that you could easily get because you're totally qualified for, but then they tell you, oh, you know what, you actually have to have a degree or a certification for this job, which means that you need to go perhaps to night school, which then means you need to find care for your children, or you need to figure out ways to obtain the finances for the night school to get the certification. And what you thought was going to be an easy shoo-in, now you need to spend 6 months preparing for. So when you think about this energy of the 10 of Wands, there's a level of disappointment that comes from it. There's a level of just like, can I do this? Do I have the grit? Can I persevere to obtain this goal? And so if you look at the Rider-Waite deck, you can see the posture of this person. They're hunched over, they're really determined, they've got the wands up off the ground, but their head, you can see, they can't really see the village very well. So something is blocking their vision, their creativity here. Maybe there's another way to carry these wands that they're not really seeing because they're so consumed by the struggle. And so here with the Crow Tarot, I took this idea, this story of the 10 of Wands, and translated it a little bit differently with the Crow Tarot. And I imagined here we have these crows, that we have a lot of crows in Seattle, and you would see them swoop down and pick something up off the street. Usually it would be something dead. And sometimes they would drop it about half a block away when they realize they don't really want it. Sometimes they pull it in closer because there are seagulls lurking about and other birds that want what they have. Other times I'll see them just shoot to the quickest tree, like the closest tree, and then they do their business in that tree with whatever it is that they picked up, hiding in the leaves. My thought with this was this crow swooping down, getting this bushel, and really like struggling. You can see the tension in the wings. You can feel it almost in their body as they're trying to lift everything up. This poor bird is just really just having a tough go at getting these wands. And you can see there's a shadow here, which indicates that there is momentum, there is lift here with this project. However, there is a struggle. And the question, the 10 of Wands, I think, wants people to consider is this struggle worth it? Are there other ways of getting your goal? And you can see here in the distance, there's a city, and the city represents potential and new opportunities. Are you being distracted by a struggle so much so that you can't see that if you let go of it, that there are other opportunities to be had? And so when I see this 10 of Wands, what I usually think of is, oh, am I making something much more difficult than it needs to be? If I'm going after a project, do I have it within me to take care of each of the steps along the way? Or, is it something that is a distraction, perhaps? Am I letting the struggle become a distraction? And is it taking away my mental and physical resources from something that may benefit me in the end far greater than what I'm working towards? It could be also, with this 10 of Wands here, is allowing time for you to process new ways of obtaining your goal. Maybe, going back to that, the story of the job, right? Maybe there's a quicker or an accelerated certificate program, for example. If you're just so focused on the struggle, you may not look for other avenues. So the creative mind comes in big here. Can you perceive of other solutions? Are there other resources available to you? Is there another way to get your goal up off the ground, perhaps that isn't so taxing on your mind and your body? Can you perceive what life would be like if you just drop it? Maybe you just say, you know what, it's not worth it. Maybe there's something else out there instead, something greater that I can go after that isn't quite so taxing or so difficult to manage. the color here on this bushel is orange, and to me, when I put that color in, it represented strength and perseverance and having that grit, and very, you know, it's like an active color. It's an action-oriented color. And the blue background here is solid. So that's, you know, having this resolve and having this sense of who you are and what you want in this world, and being able to understand when you're using your strength and when you're becoming too stubborn. And so I love this. I love the 10 of Wands in that it really, when I see it, it makes me stop and think, oh my God, am I making something far more difficult than it needs to be? Am I getting in my own way at this time? You know, can I see where I need to go? Or is my vision blocked by what I want? And I can't really get a good, clear glimpse or just a picture for what the end looks like because I'm clouded by this vision of, or this desire for something that I want. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So again, this is the 10 of Wands, and you know, if you think about the keywords with the 10 of Wands, it could be struggle, it could be perseverance, it could be letting go of a project or something that is turning out to be far more difficult than it needs to be, using your creative mind, creative solutions, perhaps, opportunities that are in the distance, you know, as a result of figuring out how to get your goal, or opportunities in the distance that may be the result of letting go of this goal. So it really matters, you know, to the individual here. When you look at it, when you see these cards, it's like, you know, as soon as you see this card, what feeling you get in your gut. Is it one like, oh God, I'm struggling and it's really not worth it? Or, oh God, I've got this, it's a struggle, but you know, I'm okay with the struggle because in the end, it's going to be worth it. I feel like when I see these cards, it's the first reaction I get when I see it is the one I need to lean towards. And for everyone, it's different. And it's not always the same each time you look at it. So anyway, much love, peace, and that's 10 of Wands. We'll see you soon. Bye.